G'day, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. G'day, Steeler Nation Australia. And g'day, Steeler Nation worldwide. Welcome to another episode of the AFC North Rundown. My name's Mark Davis, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the page. Welcome to the show. Let's make this short and sweet. I'm going to try and keep this under 10 minutes. I think previously I did about 30 minutes, so I don't want to waste too much of your time. We're just going to go over the weekly games from last week and look at the table of the AFC North and then preview some of the games. So let's jump right into it, we got the AFC North Rundown here. Let me jump into the other tab. Okay, AFC North Rundown, Pittsburgh Steelers 1 and 2. We know that. Let's move on. Browns won 26-6. Just quickly on this game, the Browns are a good football side. Their defense is pretty stout. Their running game is good. The Browns are an overall good football team. And Justin Fields had to play in this game last week, and he didn't go anywhere. He was a rookie. He got roughed up. Like he got sacked at least, I think it's 4.5 times via Myles Garrett. I don't know about anyone else, but he had a really hard day. The Browns had a convincing win here, so they pushed forward to 2-1. They did what they're meant to do, and something that we didn't do as a Steelers team, as a Steelers fan. Next game, the Ravens clinch 19-17 over the Lions. Now, I think many people thought the Ravens were going to stick it to them and win by 40 points, myself included. The Lions had no idea what they were doing. However, the Lions turned up and they showed a bit of a fight. It just happened to be a Lions thing that the NFL record from Justin Tucker, 66-yard field goal, it went against their favor. The Lions were up 17-16, and that's the first time that happens in history for a 66-yard field goal. Boom, 19-7. Ravens win 2-1. Next game in our last game for the week, the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-10. We've talked about it before. We've talked about it on the page. We've talked about it on YouTube. We've gone over this game a million miles and an hour. We've been over and over and over. Mike Hilton's there. The Bengals showed up, turned up. They had a better offense and better defense. They rushed Ben. They had a better overall game plan. We weren't ready for this game, and I've been saying it a lot. We haven't been ready for the past, 8 games or 6 games from last year. The Steelers side, they have the talent, but something needs to really shake them and say, hey, let's go out and win a football game. Hey, can we move this ball? Can we do something? It's getting very hard to watch, but I'm still a believer. I still think we have a chance this year. I think if we can get our things together, we'll be okay. Cincinnati Bengals are playing really good. Jamar Chase, who I couldn't mention last week, I forgot his name, but Jamar Chase is playing lights out. 4 TDs as a rookie, helping his mate out Burrow. The Bengals look good. It's hard to say they do look good. They look like an angry team that's been, stepped on for years, and they're fighting back. So we'll see if their success can continue. The AFC North table has the Cincinnati Bengals 2-1, Ravens 2-1, Browns 2-1, and our Steelers 1-2. So that says everything there. If you are a betting man, jump on the Steelers right now. They have massive odds to win the North. I'm in there quite a bit, so they're about $12 to win the North. Only 1 game behind, but they are versing the Green Bay Packers coming up. So Cincinnati Bengals will lead that 2-1. Let's go into the next week's games. NFL Week 4, we have the Jaguars 0-3 with Lawrence versing the Cincinnati Bengals 2-1. Another game where, 2 cellar dweller sides, who's going to win? However, at the moment, the AFC North leading Cincinnati Bengals can easily win this game and improve themselves to 3-1. Now, logically, I do believe that will happen. However, I think, and I'm rooting for the Jaguars here. I want the Jaguars to win, just to make the AFC North standings a bit more compact. And I can't cheer for the Cincinnati Bengals. I just can't do it. It's. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. I hope you can't do it too. I really don't want to see them be victorious in this game. Lawrence, what's his name? Taylor Lawrence. I always forget his name. The QB for the Jags, the new one. He's got a tough ask here going in Cincinnati, but it could be a points fest. There could be a lot of points being thrown around the field. So I've actually got the Jaguars winning 31-27. I think that both defenses will, be playing more like pass coverage and things might break open. So I can see the Jaguars winning this game 31-27, although most people will see that Bengals will win this game and they'll improve to 3-1. Next game, the Cleveland Browns head to the Minnesota Vikings, 2-1 versus 1-2. So you have Baker Mayfield versus Kirk Cousins. Another game that I don't know, like, who are the Vikings? I don't understand who they are. They're 50-50 to me. They got Dalvin Cook. Are they talked about winning the NFC North? Probably not. This is the big test for the Browns to go into Minnesota. And I don't think the Browns are going to win handily over the Vikings. Not going to win by like a ton of points. And even the history says that the Browns 4-12. And, the Vikings have an okay defense. But I just can't get my head around Kirk Cousins because sometimes Kirk Cousins can go off. I guess he's a little bit like Ben. He can go off and do 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 400 yards. He can have a really good game. And then the next game, he can throw 4 picks or 3 picks. So I don't really understand. So I've got the Browns just sneaking away here, 34-30 with a shootout. The Vikings can keep up with anyone just because they have a high explosive offense. And the Browns have a high explosive offense too, but they have a better defense with Myles Garrett and those boys up front. Can they get to Kirk Cousins? Can they trouble him? Will the score be different? We don't know. Next game. This is a good game too. This is probably one of the best games out of the round. If you're a fan of the defense and if you're not a fan of the Ravens, but if you're a fan of defensive play, this could be a really fun game to watch. The Ravens 2-1 versus the Denver Broncos, who are 3-0 with Teddy Bridgewater. Leading the AFC West with the Raiders, who are 3-1. I don't understand what's going on in this NFL at the moment. There are teams up there: the Bengals, the Raiders, the Panthers, the Broncos. Maybe I'm getting well into my NFL watching career, and some of the other teams like the Chiefs, the Steelers. A lot of those guys are struggling. The Patriots aren't talked about now because they're struggling. So you have the Ravens coming into town, Lamar Jackson and those fellas. You snuck away against the Lions. I have the Ravens losing this game. I'm pretty sure I do. Let's find out. Yeah. I wrote this yesterday, so I had them losing. I think they almost lost to the Lions and they got a 66-yard field goal, and then they just won. So if we had, I'm kind of intrigued to see the Ravens versus the Bengals to see who the better team will be there as well. But I think the Broncos defense is better. Teddy Bridgewater is on fire at the moment. They're just playing sound football. However, this is a pretty big test for the Broncos. I have the Broncos improving to 4-0 and winning 26-23. Now, the last game of the week and the most important game for our Steelers and for the AFC North football is the Green Bay Packers versus the Steelers. And the Steelers are away. So they should have been swapped there, but that was my apologies. Green Bay 2-1 and the Steelers 1-2. And the history too as well. The history is 16-19, and then the last game I think it was the Super Bowl where the Green Bay Packers got it over us, and the Mendenhall dropped the football, and we didn't have time on the clock. We just, we fizzled out near the end. It's Big Ben. It's Big Ben versus Rodgers. It's who the hell are we on our offense, and can our defense limit Rodgers and who's their back? Is it Jones? Jones is their back. I don't know. I don't want to see the Steelers if they lose like 40-0 or something like that. It'd be horrible, or like 37-3. It'd be horrible. I just want to see this game be competitive, and I'm pretty sure my prediction is like that. So I do have the Packers 38-17, but that's a late touchdown near the end. I as much as I say the Packers being 38-17, I just want the Steelers to be competitive. I think it's very hard at this point in time for, I'm a Big Ben believer. I'm a Najee believer. I'm a fan of this team. I'm a fan of the offense. I know you are too. It's just, how do we go into Lambeau and where are we scoring the points? Because we haven't scored over, the average we're scoring, I think, is like 20 points a game. You just can't do that against against Rodgers. If it turns into a shootout, we can't keep up. So, for us to win this game, the Steelers have to hold the ball longer, which we did last week, but we didn't put any points on the board. There's a lot of things we didn't do correctly. So, and the defense for the Packers as well. They're not playing the best either. So it comes down to, I think, the Rodgers. Can Rodgers carve us up? If Rodgers can carve us up like a turkey on Thanksgiving, then we're done. Then we are so done. It won't matter what Big Ben does, because I think this offense hasn't got too many points in them. If we are to win, it's going to be like a 23 to 19, 20 game. It's going to be a low scoring game. I don't see us winning 37 to 35. I don't see us scoring 5 touchdowns. Not just yet. This offense isn't clicking. We aren't clicking as a team. So, my prediction here is the Packers are 38-17. So, all right. So we'll do a final wrap up. I only went for 10 minutes, 12 minutes. We have. What are we doing? It's a little big stretch. What are we doing? We're going into Lambeau Field. We're being 1-2. Can we win this game? I don't know. I really don't know. I'll be streaming regardless. I'll be up at Monday morning at 7 a.m. regardless. I'll be cheering our fellas on. I'll be doing all we can. I'll be wearing my Troy Palami jersey. I'll be putting everything on. It's a tough ask, though, from a fan standpoint, to go into Lambeau Field and get the victory out of this one. I just don't know. You can't write the Steelers off just yet. You got to wait until they jump on the field, but part of me says, they're going to turn up the first quarter and play exactly the same way we've been playing for 2 years. We don't score points on the first drive. We play catch up. We let them get up 7 to 10 points to 10-0. At the half, it's 10-3. We come out. Their defense plays bad. They go up 17-3. It's 3 quarters in, and then we start to come back 17-10. 17-13, and then the fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers then puts on more points, and he makes it 24-13, and by that time it's too far, the game's over. We have to start fast. We really have to start fast. Look, there's so much talent on this team, on the offense and on the defense. You all know about the defense. If TJ Watt plays, and if Alex Highsmith plays, and some of those fellas are really raring to go, Rodgers is going to have a hard day. If they're not there, like they showed last week versus the Bengals, then our streak lost. We had 75 games in a row with 1 sack, and we didn't get close to Joey Bungle the other day. So if we can't put pressure on the quarterback, I don't know what this offense can do. Najee's trying his hardest out. Our O-line is in shambles. We don't know which way we're going, north or south, if we're blocking, if we're running. Too many penalties. So you have to score early and often and keep Rodgers at bay. If you don't do that, we're in a bit of trouble. But I'll be watching regardless. And if we do lose, we go 1-3. Well, this is a hard stretch. And then you've got the Broncos, and then who's next? The Seattle Seahawks coming to town. I'm not going to give up ever on this season. However, it will be harder, and it will be more, I guess. I'll think about it more if we do lose if we lose the next 3 games and we're 1-5, then I guess the season could well be over. Because at that time we're 1-5, and it's really hard to get back in the playoffs. And there's already teams who are fighting for their division. All I ask is that the Steelers be competitive, and we have a go, we have a dig, we turn up, and we do the best we can. If we go out there and we play the exact same way we played versus the Raiders and the Bengals, with no motivation, no thought, no courage, no effort, no spirit, then it's going to be a tough task to win this game. And I do believe the Packers beat us, but I hope and pray the Steelers turn up and have a go, have a dig. Thanks, guys, for listening for the AFC North Rundown. As always, it's been a lot of fun. Appreciate all the comments on YouTube. Appreciate the comments on Facebook. Everyone's going through a tough time in the world with all the craziness, so it's good to jump on here and have a bit of a laugh and see how bloody long my hair grows. You know, I could be saying we're going to grow it into a Super Bowl, but I'm just going until I get a cat, till I get a barber. But I appreciate everyone in the comments. It's awesome. Steelers have it. You know, we have a chance, but I just want to see them play competitively. They haven't done that, I believe, since the first two quarters versus the Bills, when the cornerbacks were all over the Bills. They were rushing Josh Allen. They had a really good defense. So we are the underdog. We are not favorite to win it all. I think we're +7 or +8 in points. I don't know if we can get to Rodgers and force him into mistakes. And this offense and Big Ben's got to stay upright. They have to do something on offense. How longer can we sit here as fans and watch our team be the 32nd in rushing yards? Can't do it that much any longer. Also, guys, if you do see this, I may do a live stream tomorrow watching the Jags versus the Bengals. But I'll put that in another description too, so we can jump into that live chat and talk anything Steelers. All right, guys, just want to say, thanks for coming to the show, and go Steelers. We have a chance. We're still in the dance, man. It's only 1-2. But if we go 1-3, it's not over either, because then we have 2 home games and we have a bye to get healthy. So we've got to cheer our Steelers on. And then here we go, Steelers.